Hello everyone and welcome back. So in this video, we are going to create the UI screens and the models that we are going to need for creating our Flutter Firebase Todo app. So before getting started with our coding part, first let me show you that what we are going to build in this video. So as you can see on my screen that in our previous video, we have created this user information screen page. Okay, so now what we have done? We have created one home page having two tab bars. Okay, first tab bar is for our node screen, and over here it is also having a fab button. Okay, to add new nodes. So when you click on it, so we have created one more screen to create your new nodes. Okay, so it is having two buttons also, one for cancel and one for add. There is also one text form field as well. Okay, so when you press on that, so you get back to your node screen. And over here, if you click on the second tab, it will be showing the information of our current user which have been signed in. Okay. So I hope you like the UI. So let's get started with our coding part. So first, go to your project folder, select your screens folder and create 3 new Dart files. So name the first Dart file as create node screen. Okay. So inside the create node screen app, we will be having this UI. Okay. Now the second screen name will be homepage screen, which will be containing these two screens inside the tab bar. And third will be our node screen, which you can see currently on our screen. Okay, the empty container, which will be having the list of our nodes. Okay, now after creating these 3 Dart files, then go to your utils folder, and over here we will create a node model Dart file. Okay, which will be having the model class for our nodes. Okay, so after creating this node model Dart file, okay, we will create our model class. Now before creating our model class, first we are going to change the theme data attribute of our material app. So we don't have to use the custom color file, okay, like a .firebase orange or custom color .firebase navy. Every time when we are creating a app bar and anything else, so we don't have to provide them styling each and every time, okay, if they are common between the screen. So first inside your main.dart file, what we are going to do, we are going to create a theme data, okay, inside which we will define all the colors that are required, okay, for our components or widgets that we are going to use most commonly in our screens, okay. So each app bar of this particular application will be having this particular background color and its center title will always be true. Okay. So every time you are going to define an app bar for any screen, so you don't have to give them a background color or a center title attribute each and every time. You simply define it. You simply can define it once inside your theme data. So this was for the app bar theme. Similarly for bottom app bar color, primary swatch, then scaffold background color, primary color and bottom navigation bar as well. Okay, so I hope you have got it. So next time whenever you want to provide some color, okay, to your app bar, so what you have to do, you simply have to check the color according to the theme or the context. So to access them, I will show you how to access the current color from our current theme. Okay, so that's all for our main.dart file. After this, we will go to our node model.dart file. Okay, over here, we have created one class named node and our node will be having 3 properties. First, a title of which you can say our node. Then second, a unique ID. Okay, each node will be having a UID. And third will be a date time property. Okay, so it will store at what time our node has been created. Okay, so these are the properties. Then node.fromJSON and toJSON methods are used for serialization and deserialization purpose. So I hope you might be having the idea that what these 2 methods will be doing. So I have explained these 2 methods earlier in my previous videos as well. So as the name suggests, this fromJSON method will convert our JSON data in node object, and this toJSON method will convert our node object to JSON data for adding the data from our application to Firebase. So here we are done with our node model class as well. Now after this we will go to our node screen. The screen that you are seeing on my application currently, this is our node screen. an empty container inside a column with a floating action button. Okay, so we have created a myNotes class, which is a stateful widget. Okay, inside its scaffold, we are having an empty app bar, as you can see over here. Okay, so that's why you can see there are two app bars. Like first Firebase Todo app and second is app bar for this screen. So if you want to remove it, so you can simply remove it from our homepage screen, which we are going to discuss later. So here we are simply having our app bar. In its body, we are having a column of widget, and its very first child is an expanded widget. And inside its child, we are having an empty container. So inside this container, we will be having our list view of our node objects that we are going to fetch from Firebase. Okay, in our later videos. And after this body, we are having a fab button. So now to access the current color from theme. So here what I have done, I have not used the generic method. I have simply accessed the custom color file for fetching the color. Okay, so here what I will do, I will simply write theme.of.context.primary color. Okay, so now even if this time I will reload it. So as you can see over here, because our primary color was orange, so that's why it has again it is orange. So you will be seeing that there is no change, but this is the right method to access the theme data properties. Okay, and this generic method, or you can say this generic syntax, will help you for changing your themes inside your Flutter applications. Okay. So this was our fab button, and inside its onPress method, we are navigating to our create node class. Okay. So when we click on this fab button, so we will be navigated to our new node class. Okay. So now we'll go to our create node screen. So now this is our create node class. Okay, now you can simply see that on this screen we are having an app bar, a text field, and the button. So we have created it as a stateless widget because we won't be rendering the UI. Okay, there won't be any changes because once a button has been clicked, whether it is add or cancel, then that particular action will be performed, which is not related to the text field over here. So here inside its widget field, we have created a string text. Okay, so whatever the user will type inside our text field, that will be stored inside this particular variable. And to manage this text field, we have created text editing controller as well. Okay, whose default value we have initialized to our text variable. Now inside this field, we are having a safe area in which we are having our scaffold app bar, as you can see over here. And inside its body, we are having our container, okay, which is wrapped with a padding widget. And now in this container, we are having a column of widgets. So our very first widget is our text field, which has been wrapped inside a expanded method. And we have provided its controller as well. Okay, we have also given this autofocus property to true. Okay, so if I set it to false, so as you can see, this cursor which is blinking, okay, this indicates that whenever you open the screen, then it will be autofocused on its own automatically. Okay, but if I set it to false, then it will don't show this particular blinking cursor. Okay, you have to tap on this text field to make this cursor visible. Okay, now I'll put it back to true. And now we have given some other properties like text capitalization. So it should capitalize the very first letters of the sentences. Now as you can see that our text is not visible. So we just have to change its color, which is still a very light shade. So, okay, yeah. Now this is the right one. So now if we type, so we can see the proper white color. Okay. Now after this, we have given the max line property to 5. Okay, so maximum the node size or whatever node you are typing, it should be of a maximum line of 5. Okay, it should not exceed. Now below this text edit, we are having a row of our buttons. First is an outline button, as you can see over here, which is for our cancel button. Okay. So what we have done over here, inside its onPress method, we are going back to our previous page. So that's where we have written get.back. Okay. And inside our elevated button over here, which is for add the node, in its onPress method, it is currently empty. Okay, but in our later video, we will add the logic for updating this add text. Also, that if a user have particularly clicked on a particular node to update it, then on this button the text should also change. Instead of add, it should be update, and so as well. Okay, so we'll define all this logic in our next video. Now, after creating this create node, okay, till now we have created two nodes or two screens, which is our node screens, okay, which is calling to the create node class. Okay, if we click on the fab button, and here we have created our create node screen. Now we will create our home page. Okay, we don't need to create the user information screen because we have already created in our last video. So inside our home page screen, which is a stateful widget, now again here we are having an attribute of user. Okay, so this home page screen will always be having a parameter of user, which will be of current user. Okay. So inside its build method, as we can see, we are having a default tab controller because we want a bottom tab navigation. Okay, so we will be returning a default tab controller which is having a length of 2 because we are having 2 tabs. Inside its scaffold, as you can see over here, we have accessed the background color for scaffold using the generic syntax. Okay. Now after this, we are having an app bar. Inside its body, we are having a tab bar view. Okay. So according to the number of tabs, you have to pass the number of screens over here. So we have created two classes, my nodes and user information screen. Okay. And we will pass this tab bar object inside our bottom navigation bar with some particular indicator color and label color. And in its tab property, we are providing some icons for each tab. Okay. If you don't want to provide icons, you can even provide text as well. Okay. So here we are done with our home page as well. So now there are some minimum changes that we have to do. First, go to your authentication.dart file, which is inside your utils class. Okay. Earlier inside its initialize Firebase method, we were checking that the if user is not null, then it should directly navigate to the user information screen. Okay, it should not show up the sign up screen. So that's why this time what we have done, we have committed this line and we will be navigating to our homepage screen. Okay, with our user object. And after changing in this file, go to your Google sign in button, which you will find inside your custom widgets folder. And over here also that when the user clicks, okay, when the user presses on our sign in button. So here again we were checking that if the user is not null, then again we were navigating to the user info screen. So again commit it and we'll navigate to our homepage screen with our user object. So that's all. So here we have successfully created our 3 screens and our node model as well. So this time when you will restart or you will hot reload your application, so this time, let me just hot restart this application. So you can see instead of sign up screen, we have been navigated to our homepage screen. So that's all for this video. In our next video, we will get started with the CRUD operation. So till then, keep practicing and keep fluttering.